This Airsoft GI TV episode is brought to you in part by G&G Armament and TSD Airsoft. Welcome back to Airsoft GI TV. This is going to be another episode of GI TV 101 or Airsoft GI 101. This is going to help answer some questions that our technicians get frequently. Kind of can't believe that I'll be making this video, but if it helps the techs out and helps out our customers, I'm glad to do it. Today we'll be installing an 8.4 volt battery into an M4 handguard, and also I'm going to teach you guys how to install the Magpul MOE handguards onto your standard M4. Now I'm using a G&G GR16, but the process is going to be the same for any kind of M4 carbine that you have. Echo 1, JG, VFC, no matter what, the process is going to be the same. So pay attention, hopefully you'll learn something. Alrighty, now when installing the battery, it's important to note that the battery goes on the underside of the barrel. As you can see, my gun is upside down and it sits in the bottom handguard. The first step that we need to do to install the battery is take off the handguard. This is achieved by pulling the delta ring back and lifting up on the handguard. As you can see, it pops right out of place. Alright, it's important to note that it goes underneath the handguard here and underneath the handguard rail. So this lip in the handguard sits underneath the handguard ring right behind the front sight, and same thing with this lip. And as you can see, there's also a crevice in here so that the back of the handguard fits into the delta ring teeth and underneath the delta ring. With my handguard removed, I can then connect my battery. Now I guess this is the issue that a lot of our customers are having and they're emailing our technicians about. The important thing to note when installing the battery is the position of the wires. Now as you can see, G&G has the wires zip tied over here to the side and sort of on the top of the barrel. That's exactly how you need your wires arranged. So fit your wires neatly on the underside, or I guess in this case the top side of the barrel, and your battery should be able to sit kind of comfortably, especially if you're using an 8.4 mini. There's plenty of space in here. Now, some companies will have a little cutout or a groove in the bottom of the handguard to fit the battery. G&G does not. It's a little easier to fit the battery in this way. So, with your battery sitting on the bottom part of your barrel, install the front part of the handguards first underneath the handguard ring and set it in place. Now, the easiest way to do this is to pull back on the delta ring while you're pushing down on the handguard, and it'll just pop back into place. There you go, your battery is securely installed, none of your wires are being pinched, and you're ready to play. Alrighty, now let's say you just picked up these handy dandy handguards from Magpul. Okay, these are the Magpul MOE handguards, and they are a direct replacement for your handguards. Okay, for the standard handguards on the M4. It's not a rail system, so there's no need to screw anything in or take anything off. You basically just remove the bottom handguard like I showed you. Disconnect our battery for now. The bottom or the top handguard removes in the same fashion. You pull back on the delta ring and you pull up on the handguard, or you pull it out of place, and it should pop off like this. Once your gun is exposed like this, you should install the handguards in the opposite way that you disassembled the original handguard. So start with the top handguard. Okay, the top handguard for the MOE handguard is the bigger one, and you can kind of see where this PTS is. This needs to go towards the front. Alright, and like I said, here's the crevice inside the handguard. This is for the delta ring teeth. So I'm going to install this, and I'm going to put, I need to show you guys this. Okay, there is a little bit of an overhang in the Magpul handguard, but this is what you need to look out for. Okay, this is the lip that's similar to the lip on your stock handguard. That needs to go underneath the front handguard ring. Okay, so this goes underneath, this goes on top. So you need to make sure you install that properly, otherwise you're going to be fiddling with this thing for quite a bit. Pull the delta ring back, and the handguard should pop into place just like that. Just for kicks, I'm going to install my battery, and in the same fashion I'm going to tuck the wires down to the side. And my battery is sitting very comfortably inside there. Now, again, with the front handguard. This is the crevice for the delta ring teeth, and this is the lip that needs to go underneath the front handguard ring. So, I've got my front of my handguards in place, so now I just need to pull back on my D-ring. everything should pop into place. Alright, sometimes you do need to be a little bit convincing with your handguards. It wasn't going into place right there, but as soon as I hit it in, the delta ring popped forward, and now my handguards are securely in place. So now you know how to install your battery, whether or not you have the standard M4 handguards or the Magpul PTS MOE handguards. Alright, now I want to let you guys know, and gals, about something with regards to the video, kind of a disclaimer if you will. You saw how I slapped the bottom handguard into place. I want to make sure that if you guys do come across the issue where your handguards aren't lining up properly, that you're not slapping it together and pinching the wires. I knew my wires weren't in the way because brand new handguards sometimes have a problem fitting into the delta ring teeth. Okay, the delta ring is kind of like a star, and there's little grooves to make sure that the handguards don't move once they're installed. But since the MOE handguards I was using were brand new, sometimes the mold's just a little bigger. It needs a little bit of tough love to get into place. So if you come across the issue where your front and bottom, or your front, top, and bottom handguards are not lining up properly, they're not sitting the way they should be, sometimes it does take a little bit of tough love to get them in there, but I want to make sure that you guys know that the wire is not the issue, because if you pinch your wires together and expose the metal, you may run into problems again in the future.